Okay.
There we go.
Now we're doing it. Thank you. So how do you keep that screen on? What I usually do for the class is I use that feature so that my screen stays on the entire time.
Mhm.
And so to get there, you go to settings, and then you go to display and brightness, because it's the display you're going to be working with. And you scroll down the display menu a little way where it says auto lock. And so if you change that, most of you have it set to 1 or 2 minutes. So if you forget to touch your screen, it doesn't stay on all the time. And that's what most people try to do. Does that make sense? So, but whenever you want it to stay on longer, here's where you can adjust that. And on the iPhone, it goes up to 4 minutes. I think it goes in 5 minute increments up to 15 minutes or something on the iPad. But the last item there is never. So if you tap that, and the disadvantage of doing that is that your phone screen won't go to sleep on you unless you press the power button. All right. So if you just working with your phone and you had it set on never and you put it in your purse or pocket, the screen's still on and your battery will get depleted pretty quickly. That makes sense to everybody? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
All right.
Should it be on mute?
Say again, please. Does mute? Oh, have
It
I
says
muted
it's mute, and then it's got a little box with three dots.
it? When you were in settings?
I don't know. Settings, okay.
What
Doesn't,
are you asking me, dear?
I don't know. I can hear you talking, so I guess it's all okay.
Yeah, it's probably okay. Now I'm going to
Okay.
mute everybody so that you know, so you have to unmute yourselves if you have a question or something. And please don't hesitate to unmute and say, hey, Bill.
Bill, you started off the class with turn off live photos, and you never did tell. I know how to do it, but
I'm
somebody
going there.
obviously doesn't
I'm
know.
going, I'm going there right now. All right. So one of the things you can do with live photos, did I say turn it off, man?
Well, you said yes, how,
Yep.
to know how to turn off live photos.
Yep. If you go to your phone and open the Photos app, well, if you want to well, let me back up. If you want to turn off live photos, you go to your camera. And up on the right hand side at the top of your camera is a little bullseye, and it should have a line through it. Otherwise, you will be taking a live photo. Okay. Now, what if you want to get a picture out of a live photo? In other words, you have a live photo, you want to send it to somebody, but you don't want to send, you want to send the picture, but you don't want to send the live photo, right? You just want to send a picture of it. So if you go to your photos and you scroll down in your photos to where it says live photos. Notice on my screen it says live photos is 156. So I have 156 live photos. And let me pull one here. Okay. And if I press the screen, it's a live photo. Now you want to take one of those pictures and you'd like to I want to take this shot and send it to somebody, but I don't want it to be the live photo. I just want it to be one picture. And I'm looking for the right thing here. Just a minute. So I just hit copy photo. So now I have the picture, that particular picture. I've copied it. Now I should be able to go to a message, start a message. And I should be able to paste that picture. Who am I going to send it to? Oh,
Bill, while you're looking, does it tell you that it's a live photo?
I was in live photos when I got it, Anne.
Well, I have a whole bunch of pictures. Some are live and some are not.
And Bill, I have a bunch of pictures and none of them are live, but my target doesn't have a line through it.
If you, I'll show you that in a minute. I think I just sent that one to Anne.
You did. I have it. Thank you.
No. And it's a straight picture. It's not a live photo. Now, what was the question? Someone just asked.
It's Marcia. I just asked, I noticed when you on the screen, when you went to your photos, there was two kinds of photos, live and not live. And all I have are all of my photos, but my target button on my camera does not have a line through it. So I thought I was taking live photos.
Okay.
So
I'm currently looking at my photos here, right? Here's my
okay,
photo. These are all my photos.
right?
If you scroll down, well, let me go back to
Oh, wait a minute. Hold it. I just found it under media types. Yes,
and if
under
you
media.
scroll down here, you'll get a list of all the live photos that you have. Okay, it says live photos.
Mm-hmm.
There's one I took of my desk last night. Here's one of the eagle we usually have. That one doesn't tell you much. It's this one. let's say this is my live photo, and if I press it and hold it, it moves it around. You'll see that it's a 3-second video. I want to do one other thing here. Suppose this was a sweeping picture, and it contained an image as it went along the 3 seconds that you wanted to send, but it wasn't in the whole thing. So you were moving your camera as those 3 seconds were going by. And you wanted to say, you wanted the picture, in other words, it grabs the picture that's on your screen. But if I would like a different picture, now I'm looking at a live photo on my screen, and that's all you see. But on my iPhone, I have the picture there. It says live at the top left-hand corner. And it also has, at the bottom, it has the share box, the heart, the eye, and a couple of parallel lines with little dots on them. I'm going to tap those parallel lines with dots on them, and I'm going to tap live. And it comes up with a screen like you see on the screen right now. I just tap live. And you see the little dot? This is the picture that you see when you're looking at live, the list of live photos that you have. So if I move that over to here, I can move it, I think. There, I moved it over to there. And it says make that the key photo. The key photo is the one that appears if you save a photo, or it's what appears in your list of live photos. Now I can move it clear over to the other side if I want. So I could pick which shot of the live photo, which shot of the 3-second video I would like to save. So I want to make that one my key photo. Now it will save that one. Is that making sense to everybody, or did I confuse you?
You know, mine brought my live photo down below came up with a bunch of, but it's all grayed out, so I can't move it.
I have to understand when you say your live photo.
I have a live photo on my phone right now, and when I click when I click the three dots, the pictures underneath are all grayed out. They're there, but they're all grayed out, so I can't move it.
The 3 dots. I don't have the 3 dots.
Yeah, you do, because you said to press the three dots at the
At the
bottom.
bottom?
Yeah, at the bottom when you had a live photo on. And
Okay,
then
right now that's a live photo on your screen.
there were three dots at the bottom that you picked.
Well,
Well, maybe
three
you
dots,
touched the,
three little buttons on parallel lines. Is that what you're talking about?
the three little dots on a straight line.
On straight lines. You tap that,
Uh-huh.
and then you get the screen that I have on. Is that the one you're
Yes,
looking at right now?
exactly. Yes.
But live photo is not on. You can't tap on live photo.
I guess I could. I'm tapping. I'm tapping on it and nothing's happening.
Huh. What's it say at the top?
It says live.
But does it say cancel or revert?
It has the three dots and a circle up there. Should I click it?
No, you're not at the right screen. You should have one that looks like mine right now.
I do. But yours says adjust and mine says live.
Mine did say adjust. I would have there.
You know what mine says right now?
Yeah. Mine
That's
looks
not what
like that, except yours says adjust, mine says live.
So click cancel.
Where's cancel?
So it's not up there either. All right, we got to go back, make sure we have a live photo, right?
Well, I know it's live because it says it's live, but
Okay, there's a live photo. So go back and just so you're looking at live photo.
it's a silly question, but how do I go back? I can't.
Cancel or revert or something at the top. So I'm going to do this on my iPad and I'm going to take a picture of it so we get to see everything that's going on. Okay. So I'm going to go to my photos on my iPad here. And I scroll down the left-hand side to where it says live somewhere over here. So here's my live photos. And I'll go down here to the ducks. This one. Okay, so now I've opened that on my iPad. And I'm going to use the camera on my phone to take a picture so you can see everything that I am seeing. Well, Bill. So there's what I'm seeing on my iPad.
This is.
All right. And it says live up here in the corner. Down here is the share box. There's the three little dots that I'm going to tap. I tap that, and now I have to back off a little bit. And you see it says live up here in the corner. I tap live, and there's the little matrix of photos from the live photo. And I can move that so I have a different picture. So let's say I wanted to focus on that particular duck as the prime or key photo. I'll make that the key photo. And that's the one that will show up on the screen. And if I want to share it, that's what I would be sharing. Okay. Any questions on that? Anne, are you okay? Or
I just adjusted a picture and it looks great. And it says adjust at the top and revert. And I want to save it. So how do I save that? Just, I don't want to cancel.
It says done at the top.
It says revert.
Well, you don't want to revert, right?
No,
It should say done somewhere at the top here.
I know it should, but, and it did at one point, but it says revert. Oh, I can't, maybe I cancel.
Yeah, because you don't want to revert. That's correct.
Okay. Now it says live at the top, but what if I don't want it to be live because I picked it?
Oh no, this one is live. The one you're working with is live.
Yes,
So that's okay.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you open the three little dots, what do you choose next?
I would say duplicate. And what you're going to do is duplicate that one picture. And you want to duplicate it as a still picture. Now, what I found, if I do that, I have a hard time finding it in my pictures because it's going to be in there by date that the live photo was taken. So yeah, it's duplicating that one picture, but its data with it says it was taken on a particular day.
Right.
No, I'm referring back to where I want to change the focus picture.
That's down here at the bottom. You hit the three dots down here at the bottom, and then you tap live up here. And then you have the matrix down here at the bottom.
Okay. I was hitting the wrong three dots.
I got you. Yeah, what do you want to call those things down there? There must be a name for them. I'm not sure of it, but we can make one up so we can communicate.
Editing.
Editing. Okay, we're going to call that little item editing. Okay. Have we messed around enough with live photos?
Can you do the same thing with the video?
Video is a little different, and I wasn't prepared to talk about video, but that's a good question. So I have a video. Let me pull one here. Okay, so there's the video. It has the same editing buttons at the bottom. So I can move the video around. And I'm not sure what happens if I tap duplicate. So I hit the three little buttons here at the top, right? The menu button. And it says duplicate. And I'm not sure if it duplicated the picture or if it duplicated the whole thing. And I'd have to do some research on that, Ralph. And if somebody wants to do that right now and tell us about it, it's fine.
Hey, Bill,
Yes.
how do
Hi,
you get
Jim.
to how do you get to where you select the actual one picture you want to deal with? How do you get to that?
In the video or in the
No, in the picture,
live?
live photo.
Okay. Let me go back to live. Hmm. Here's my picture of ducks. And what I do is I editing, tap editing, and then I tap live. And then it shows up, here's the, if you will, the frames of the video, and which one do you want to make the key photo? And that's what we want to do. And I can just tap a different place on there.
Yeah,
If I want to focus on the duck on the right there, I'll go clear to there. And that's what I want to make the key photo that I will duplicate as a single picture.
but how do you get from the actual live photo to all those different ones that are in there? That's what I can't figure out.
Well, that's where I am right now.
But how did you get there?
I'm going to cancel. All right. I'm looking at the live photo right now, Jim.
Yes, yes,
And I tap down here at the bottom on the three dashes and dots.
yes,
We're going to call the editing box. We
yes.
tap that. And then we get a screen. Looks just like the other one, except there's a menu on it. And if I tap live in that menu,
I don't get that.
are you on your phone or your iPad?
Phone. Oh, wait, I do see, I see.
It's at the bottom, I think, on the phone.
Yes,
So tap live, and then you'll get the frames at the bottom of the screen.
I don't get them.
Okay, you are editing, right? You're in edit mode.
I don't really know.
Here's that same thing on my iPhone. I
Yeah.
tap the editing bar, and then at the bottom, clear at the bottom of the iPhone, it says live, adjust, filters, and crop.
Yes, and then what do you click?
Live.
Okay,
And you should have the individual pictures there then.
I do not have them.
You don't have the little bar across the bottom and you tap live.
I've tapped live, yes.
Wow.
I don't either,
I
Bill.
don't get it.
I don't get it either.
But you have the word live down there.
Yes, yes, I have the word live.
And adjust and filter.
Yes,
And you hit live, and that little bar does not appear at the bottom of the screen.
it does not.
Does it say live at the center on the top in red? Yes.
I can't really tell. It says revert over to on the right-hand side.
Okay,
Revert.
you're not at the right place then. Click cancel.
Okay.
Can you click? Right.
Yep.
And let's go back clear to you're looking at all your live photos.
Okay.
Does it say live photos on your phone right here?
Okay, wait a minute.
Yes or no?
Wait, just give me a second to find it. I think it just says it, but
Mine says live photos at the top to tell me I'm looking at the live
yes,
photos.
yes. Okay, I'm looking at live photos now. Yes.
Okay, so select one of the live photos, not the same one you were on. Select a different one.
Okay. I've done that.
Okay. And then you should have the picture on your screen of the whatever it is.
Yes.
And at the bottom, you should have the share box, the heart, the eye, and the dots and dashes.
Yes, yes.
Tap the edit bar.
Which one is the edit? The 3 lines?
Yes. So you tap that, and then you get the menu I've got on. You should have the same screen I have now. Yes or no?
I think I have it. Yes,
And it says adjust at the top,
yes,
and it says live at the bottom. Live, adjust, filter, and crop at the bottom.
yes, yes.
Tap where it says live.
Oh, there it came up.
There
Okay.
you go.
I got
We
it.
just had to be at the right place. That's all.
Bill, can you delete all of them but one picture and save space or storage space?
Yes, that would. And I would, you can duplicate it as a picture and then delete the live.
Bill,
Do
a
you have
rela-
to do that one at a time?
Yep, one at a time.
should you do that, Bill? Is that a good way of getting more space?
If you need it, yeah, that's one way. It's a very in time consuming way to do it.
Bill, I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
I did get all that and I got the picture up in live. Would I bring that picture into a document from my iPhone and I'm doing it on my laptop? I wanted to bring that picture, like, say I want to bring
You
it
have
on a,
do you have a PC or a Mac?
I have Hewlett Packard
PC.
ProBook
Okay.
laptop.
All right. And I want to get into that next.
Oh,
And
okay.
okay. When dealing with photos, and let me just back off of a couple of things here. So now I'm looking at all my photos and I have 3,000. You could have 5,000. They're all there, right? You look at your phone. And I'm looking at my pictures and I go clear back to just looking at my photos, not live. Here's all my photos, right? I have a lot of photos, right?
Wow, you got a lot.
That's okay, right? Every time you take a picture, it is put in the Apple iCloud. Now, that's if you have a setting set the right way. And most of us do, and I just want to check that with everybody. I'm going to go back to my home screen and I'm going to go to settings. I'm going to tap my name at the top of the settings menu. And I'm going to scroll down to where it says, whoops, my name. It says iCloud. And I'm going to tap that. And you see where it says photos on?
Mhm.
That means they're saved in the iCloud. Now, just for future reference, make sure you have messages on here as well. Because we'll be talking about that a little later, because I did have a question about messages.
Bill, how did you get to the point where you saw your picture? When I push settings, I just get things like a list of the settings.
Correct. And you tap your name at the top of the settings menu.
That's what I can't find, my name at the top.
We'll scroll down. Okay. You may be clear down here somewhere. Right? Let me go there. You
Oh,
may be
okay.
clear down here somewhere. You got to go clear to the top and then go back to settings. Make sure you're back to settings. Where on your iPhone it says settings at the top,
Uh-huh,
and then you tap your name at the top there.
okay.
And then where it says iCloud, tap that.
All right.
Now, does it say photos on?
Yes.
And just for future references, we see where it says messages. Mine says 2.9K for messages.
Hmm. Where is that at?
Tap that as well on both the iPhone and the iPad, and make sure the one for the iPhone says use on this iPhone. Have that turned on. And if you haven't done before, click sync now.
Hmm. Mine would not turn on.
Do you have an
Use-
iPad?
I have an iPhone 14 and it says used on this iPhone, but the on button wouldn't come on.
Do you have an iPad?
No.
And that's probably why it doesn't. It doesn't have to sync with the iPad then. That's
Yep.
interesting. Won't when you want to get that to come on, it won't go to the cloud. Your messages, what's it say on the screen that I'm on right now?
It says manage storage, whatever else. It's kind of fine reading. Keep messages, then in iCloud
Does it say,
status.
you see on my iPhone there, it says messages 2.9 gig.
Oh, down there. Okay.
What's it say on yours?
Manage storage. Let me see. Messages. Messages are off.
So you should be able to touch it there and turn it on.
Okay. I did. And I tried to turn it on, messages on, and it's not letting me turn it on. Oh, something's wrong with this. I got to call Apple.
Okay. All right. Okay, so now we're saving our photos to the cloud. Every time you take a photo, when I take it on my phone, it automatically shows up on my iPad. When I take it on my iPad, it automatically shows up on my iPhone because it's going to the iCloud and all your devices are syncing with the iCloud. That should include your Mac. Does not include a PC. Now, here's the one thing I want you to learn today so you don't lose your precious photos. If you delete a photo on any one of your devices from the iPhone, the iPad, the Mac, or the iCloud, it will delete them from all those devices. So if you want to save space on your phone or your iPad by deleting photos, you've got to do something else first. You've got to put those photos somewhere else. Well, Bill, if I just get more cloud space, can't I just do that? No, it doesn't work that way. Okay? The devices are synchronized.
But if you have Google Photos,
I'm going to get there. Don't go there yet.
Sorry.
Or Dropbox.
You stole my thunder. Or should I say lightning? Sharon,
Sorry.
that's okay. There is a way to prevent that from happening. It's by using another cloud library. That's one of the ways. The other cloud library that Sharon suggested and I used is called Google Photos. Most of us have a Google account. And if you don't, I recommend you get one. They're free. You can have as many as you want. So far, so good? So, how do you do this? Well, if you load the Google Photos app on your phone or your iPad or both, what Google will do is say, hey, I'm going to take all the photos. I would like to access your photos library. And you say, yes, you can. And it goes and captures every photo you have, and that's my 3,000 whatever, and puts them in the Google library.
Bill, how did you get to that?
I went to the App Store. I typed in Google. Come on. And it comes up.
Google or Google Photos?
Well, I could do go Google Photos. I could have done that. I might as well. So there's Google Photos. And it says I should update it. And I'm going to go ahead and update it because it should just take a minute. Okay. And there's Google Photos. And when the first time you open it on your device, it will say, can I have access to your photos? Okay. So if I take a picture, it will get all your pictures. And every time I take a picture, not only does it put it in the iCloud, that's what Apple will do with it, but this Google Photos app will see it and put it in the Google Cloud. So I will take a picture. I will take a picture. Okay, I'm going to take a picture of an apple. Okay. Now, that picture is in the iCloud. As we talk, it will also go to the Google Cloud. And let me show you what's on the Google Cloud. There's the icon for the Google Cloud right there. If I click on it, there's the picture of the apple already in the Google Cloud.
Bill, when
Uh-huh.
you add that app and it gives you the option of would like to send you notifications for notifications,
I turn that
what's best
on.
for that? Allow and schedule summary or don't
I don't
allow?
want to get notifications.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think so. We get too many already. Thank you.
You'd probably send me a note and says you need to update your your app, but I haven't done that. So that's lesson number one on working with your pictures and making sure you have a backup. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can go on Amazon And I'll show you the picture of what I'm talking about here. And you can get yourself one of these. It's called a Tech Key. It has space on here for 128 gigabytes of information. And how it works is you plug it in to your iPhone or your iPad. You open the app, you go to the App Store and get the app. It's called Tech Key, of course. And when you plug it in, you open the app and it says, okay, you have access to your photos, your documents, all kinds of things that you have on your phone. And you say, I'd like to take those and put them on this device.
Which device? The
I'll
phone?
show it to you again.
Oh.
Okay. On this device, and I plug it in with this little connector, or if you have an older phone, this connector. And it's relatively simple. It comes up with two pictures, and you say, I want to go look at the stuff that's on my iPad or my iPhone, and I want to look at pictures. You select the pictures, and you say, put them on the device. So it puts them on, and this is really just a thumb drive.
And
with
that's a
more-
copy
Oh,
of
I
your
see.
Say again?
photos, a copy? Is that a
Yep.
copy of your photos then, or the
Exactly.
actual photos, the originals?
It's a copy of the photos I have on my device, on my iPhone or iPad.
Thank you.
Then I take it out of there and I plug it into my computer with this connector. And I transfer the pictures to my computer.
Okay. Where did you get that little device?
I got it on Amazon a couple days ago.
I just bought it on Amazon for $28.
Wow.
Well, how many gigs was with it?
Oh, I don't know. I'll go back and look.
Yeah,
Can
make
you-
sure you got the right one. Because
How many gigabytes is yours?
128.
Okay, I'll look. Thanks.
Bill,
Yes.
can you then use that as an external storage for both the phone and for the Mac, or either or?
Yeah, you can use it for, yes, you can use it just as a thumb drive if you want.
Okay, all right, great, thanks.
Okay.
Huh.
But Bill,
Go ahead, Jim.
why do you need that device if you've got it already stored on Google Photos?
Some people want to, I have a belt and suspenders. If you don't want to use clouds and you don't like your pictures all over the world, this is what you would use.
Yes,
What-
it's 128.
What about using OneDrive to store your pictures?
That's another way.
Wow. But OneDrive is just as public as cloud, right?
It's another cloud, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So
All right, everybody with that one?
Which do you recommend, Bill?
I like the Google feature because I don't have to do anything else but take the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So it's automatic. And if you delete the picture from your Apple family, it's still in the Google Cloud.
but
Okay.
Bill,
Go ahead.
it seems to me that Google Cloud only lets you use so much memory for each picture. Is that correct? You can't store a lot of stuff in there.
You can buy more storage.
No, I mean for each picture though.
I've never heard that before, Jim.
Oh, okay.
It could
But
be.
You want to buy more storage, who do you buy it from? Google?
Yes,
How much do they cost, Bill?
I I haven't needed to get that, so I'm not sure. It's an
Bill,
interesting, yes, go ahead.
I'm playing around with the Google Photos, and to be
Mhm.
able to choose one of the shots in a live shot is so much easier.
Yeah,
You got choices of set as top pick, remove from stack, keep this, delete rest.
and this is where now? What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to do the same thing that you were doing in on the phone itself, where you were choosing from the little film strip, the little matrix.
Ah, from a live photo?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm doing it on Google Photos, and it looks a lot simpler.
Oh, good. There you go. Another reason to use Google Photos.
Okay. No, that one is free, is that correct? Google.
I think you get like 5 gigs for free, something like that. I'm not sure how much.
Okay,
And
I
then,
have the prices on the other plans. You can get
Go ahead.
100 gigabytes for $1.99 a month, and you can get 200 gigabytes for $2.99 a month.
And 15 gigs is free.
There you go. This is in Google World.
Yep, Google World.
Huh.
If you open your Google Photos, one of the options on the left-hand side where all your things are is get more storage, and you click on that and you can sign up for any. And if you do the monthly $1.99, you can save 16% with a year for $19.99. Whatever.
okay.
Now, you talking about going to Google Photos on your phone, or are you talking about going to it on the internet?
I did it on my computer.
Yep. Okay. A couple of other things here when we're on photos.
So, but if you did it on your computer, you can still bring the photos from your phone in the laptop, in the computer?
You can, when you take a picture with your Apple device, it automatically goes to the Google Cloud. And you can access the Google Cloud from your computer.
Oh, great. That's a good one then. No, that makes sense.
But I was just going to point out to you, you can also access the Google Cloud. And let me do that. Uh, if I go to iCloud.com on my computer, it says sign in, and we're going to automatically do this. Here are all my photos on the computer.
Those are all the ones you took on your Google phone in the Google Cloud app, photo app.
Everything that's in the cloud. This is actually what's in the Google Cloud.
Okay, good.
Or I'm sorry, Apple Cloud.
In Apple Cloud, not the Google Cloud. Okay.
Correct. So I just went to my library in Apple World called the iCloud, and here's what I've got.
Oh, all right. It's the iCloud.
Right. And I can pick any one of these pictures. And I could download it onto my computer.
Okay. That's what I need. Okay.
I know. I remember the questions from you. Okay.
Ah, that's great. I have to set
Now,
up.
I could also do it. I could also do it by going to the Google World now that I'm saving it on both places. Here's those same pictures in the Google World. There's the apple I just took a picture of. I could select that picture, and I think there's a way to download it from here. Yeah, there it is. Download. Now, are there any other questions about photos and saving photos? I had quite a few questions on that, and I hopefully I covered them all. If I haven't, please speak up now, because it's probably a question I missed and people should know about. Anybody? Okay. There's one thing I discovered by one of you sent me a question on iCloud private relay. Trying to think of the best way to approach this. If everybody could go to settings on your devices, in top where it says iCloud, everybody there?
No,
Yes.
no.
You go to iCloud.
Is it the very bottom?
I want you to go settings and iCloud, and it go to the clear top and tap your name at the top. And while I'm doing this, I'm gonna try a little different approach. One of you sent me a request that says, "What is iCloud Private Relay?" And I did not know what it was. So what I did was I went out here and I went to an AI tool and I said, "What is iCloud Private? What is iCloud Private Relay?" Oh, I'm having a senior moment. It hides your address. So it makes internet browsing much more secure in that people who get or you're logging on to do not get your address. Somebody help me with that. I'm having a senior moment. What's the name for that? Norton provides one.
VPN?
Yes, thank you. Sorry. VPN, Virtual Private Network. Apple has provided that to all of us just by the fact that we're using the iCloud. So we don't need a VPN on our iPhones or iPads any longer. Apple is providing it for us. And what a VPN does, it disguises you when you go to particular places.
Does that mean we don't have to do anything about it? We're already there? Or do
You've
we have to
already
turn it
been
on?
using it all this time, and I didn't realize it.
Well, it's
You know,
iCloud. It's iCloud Plus, so it costs.
correct. Well, you're paying for it if you have iCloud more than the base level.
Yeah.
So
But
I'm paying 99 cents a month to have extra space in the iCloud, and it came with Apple's VPN.
Cool.
Isn't that cool? Now the disadvantage is you can't say with other VPNs, you can say, let the person I'm contacting know I'm in Europe or China or Mexico, right? And so it'll make it seem like that's where you are when you go to a particular place. Apple doesn't provide you that kind of flexibility. Most of us just want to disguise where we're coming from for security reasons. Okay.
Then if we're using our Google account on our computer, we don't have that VPN capability, do we?
That's correct. Well, if you're using Safari,
Oh, if we use Safari, we have
correct.
it?
Yes.
Oh, Bill, for us dummies, would you explain that?
When you go on the internet and you have an address, just like a street address, but whenever you go there, that address is carried with you so they can return to you. So they know where you're at. They know that you're in Sarasota, Florida.
Hmm.
They don't know your home address, but they know the geographic location. That's an advantage because then they can respond back and say, you can go to the local Publix and get that or something. The disadvantage is they know where you are. With a VPN, what you're doing is having your mail sent to a post office box, and that post office box forwards it to you. So all they know is it's a post office box somewhere.
But that's
That's
slower. But that's slower now, isn't it now?
you won't recognize the difference. I haven't.
Hmm.
So,
Bill,
Bill, I have a related question.
Go ahead.
My private relay is on in both my iPad and my iPhone, but there's a note that says private under that. It says private relay is turned off for my Wi-Fi symbol. And it says that it's either not supported by this network or limit IP address tracking has been turned off in Wi-Fi settings. When I move to Wi-Fi settings, it doesn't show that I've turned it off.
Where So your private relay is on, is what you're telling me?
Correct.
And what else is it doing?
It's telling me that the private relay is turned off for my Wi-Fi network because it's not supported by this network, or there's a limit IP address tracking has been turned off in Wi-Fi settings. When private relay is off, this network can monitor your internet activity. Your IP address will not
I
be hidden.
understand that portion.
And I use Safari, but on a Mac,
Who's your service provider?
Frontier.
How do you know it's turned off?
I don't know it's turned off. It just tells me. I mean, I didn't know it was.
Where does it tell you that?
In the private relay page, the
The
iCloud private relay page that you just led us to.
Okay, let me go back there. So mine says it's on, and
Mhm.
yours says, and then where
Mine is green, like I've turned it on.
right?
And below that, in capped letters, is private relay is turned off for, and it names my Wi-Fi system, the 6 digits or number letters, that identify my particular Wi-Fi system. And then it explains it as I've read before.
So the screen I have on the screen right now, you have more information down here.
Yes, I do.
I guess I would call your internet service provider and find out what's going on there.
Okay, thank you.
Bill, speaking
Go
of
ahead.
speaking of privacy, you were using Perplexity, and I got a note from another tech site that they are going to track and sell everything you do. Anyway, I put the information in the chat if you're interested.
Okay. And that's Perplexity?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I'd switch to one of the other ones.
Oh, right, but you were just using Perplexity, so
Yeah, I
this came
like
in.
it.
Yeah, I mean, I do too, but the information came in yesterday from another tech
Yeah,
source.
yeah.
Might want to
Which
read it.
one did you switch to, Bill?
Say again?
Which one did you switch to?
Which ones do I have? I've got I've got Perplexity, Claude, I mean. I have Gemini, Chat GPT, and Copilot. And I always use them just to see how they work. Oh, I guess there's 5 there. Chat
The answer
GPT,
similarly?
or yes. In fact, sometimes it's exactly the same answer. Gemini is the one from Google, Copilot's the one from Microsoft, Chat GPT is one of the original ones, and Claude. And Yui, are you still with us? Oh heck. He's our in-house expert on AI. He's really up on that. He does let me do
I'm here.
Oh, you're there. I was just going to give you an advertisement.
Well, go ahead. I'll let you.
He's our in-house expert. He does a monthly uh, Zoom meeting on all things AI. Am I correct, Yui? Go
That's
ahead.
correct. Yep. It was yesterday.
And it was yesterday. And I bet he has a website you can go to and actually see it. Is that true?
Yeah. And also, the recordings are put up. I don't have yesterday's up yet, but it will be in the next day or so.
Could you put your link to you in the chat so that everybody can see it?
I don't know which link you want.
The one where you're going to put the video.
It's on the Stug
Okay.
YouTube channel.
All right. And
I'll put in the chat
okay,
a link that shows all of my sites, including that one.
okay,
It's just easier.
okay. Any other questions there?
How do you turn it on?
How do you get to it?
No,
Any one of these?
how do you turn on this VPN?
Oh, it should be on. Private relay should be on your system.
Well, how do I find out?
Settings,
Okay, wait a minute. Settings, then what?
your name at the top,
Yes.
tap
Yes.
iCloud, and private relay is right there. Private relay, and it should be on.
Bill, what have I done wrong? When I do that, I get pictures and memo J's, things that I
You
don't
get,
know what you're talking about.
did you go? Okay, I'm in settings, Ann. Correct?
Yes, sorry. Yes, I am. And I clicked my name.
Yeah. And then you clicked on, and then you chose iCloud.
Oh, I have to choose iCloud. Okay, I'm where you are in your phone.
Okay.
So, Bill, if it
Yes.
says it says private relay protection browsing on public networks.
Right.
Does that mean there's no place to turn anything on or off, though, that I can see? But does that mean I've got it?
Do you have what's on both my screens right now? Up?
Oh, I don't think so, but I don't know. No.
Why don't you get what I have on my screen?
Well, that'd be, I wouldn't know how to do all that.
We'll go to settings on your
Okay.
phone or your iPad.
Okay, settings.
Tap your name at the top.
Yes.
Tap where it says iCloud.
Okay.
And right there should be a list. It says one on my iPad, it says private relay on. On my iPhone, it says private relay on. No? Yes?
No, I don't find it.
Does yours say iCloud Plus at the top right here where I'm circling?
I don't see where you're circling. Which one is your left or right?
Either one. My iPad's on the right, my iPhone's on the left. Is that what you folks see? Am I sharing?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I was asked a question about email and calendar. And just a little tutorial about email and calendar. Um, you can have multiple emails and multiple calendars on your device and view them concurrently. In other words, you can view them merged together. Multiple emails. I have like 9 email accounts. Doesn't matter how many. I just have more than one email account. And when I go to my email, I see the email from all of those accounts in one place. And I do this by using the Apple Calendar and the Apple Email applications. So some of you asked me a question is how can I share my spouse's calendar on my device? And so the process I'm going to go through will show you how you can do that as well. So if I go to my settings, and I go to the Mail app. Now, with the newest version of the OS, you have to scroll down here and tap on apps to get to the listing of all the apps. The primary settings are in the top groupings, but the apps are there at the bottom. I prefer, if I tap that, I have to go through all these apps to find mail, right? All of them. I prefer not to do that. I prefer to go to the top of the search menu where it says search. So if all of you go there right now, you're in settings and you go ahead and put right above your name, it says search. If it doesn't, pull down and it will say it. And I'm just going to tap mail. Now, this is relatively easy to learn because if it were named female, you would never be able to do it. That's the second joke for the day. Anyway.
You find mail. I'm in search and I get display and auto.
Wait a minute. Are you in settings, Ann?
Yes, I think so.
Does it say settings at the top of the screen?
No, it says search at the top of the screen.
Doesn't say settings above that?
No, so let me cancel that. It says settings. I clicked settings.
Okay, now tap search.
And I
And you're
clicked
right.
search.
Just type in MAIL.
Oh, type it in.
Yeah. And then tap on it.
Tap on what? Mail?
Mail. The Mail app is what you want to do is you want to open the Mail app settings.
Mine won't let me type it in.
Tap up there first and then type.
Did, and the little blue line is moving, but I did, but the little blue line in front of search is blinking, but it won't let me put in mail. Why do you suppose?
That's right. Okay, you're on your phone, Ann, or your iPad?
Yes, phone.
So if we look at my screen, is that what yours looks like right now?
Well, when I was, no, it doesn't. I've got suggestions and recents underneath it. If I go back, cancel that, I'm in settings. And in settings above my name, I click on search. And search comes up and it doesn't look at all like yours does. And I can't type in mail.
Does it look like mine now? Just the
No.
top bar, the little blue things, right?
Well, the top bar looks search and cancel. That's all there at the top.
Okay, that's all. That's all. And the
Okay.
little and your cursor is blinking in
Yeah.
front of the S,
Mhm.
and you can't type.
No, it does not go in when I type.
I got it. So I had this problem last week and a couple weeks ago. You have to restart your phone, so power it down and power it back up. So while Ann's doing that, I've gone to the Mail app now in settings. And you see where it says Mail accounts? I've got 8 on my iPad and 6 on my iPhone. So I'm going to tap where it says the counts. Now, if your spouse has a Apple device and you want to be able to access their calendar, I need you to add an account and add their Apple ID and password. You'll see on mine, I have my wife's there. Let me show you. Right here is my wife's account. Some time ago, I put that in here. So I have now access to her iPhone. And I guess I should preface this by saying, is your spouse using the Apple Mail account? So you
If
have to
they
make
do
sure.
not have an Apple device, you cannot do this, can you? If they have Verizon, or if they have one of those other ones, it's not Apple.
Say
They,
again?
it has to be an Apple user, right?
If
Like
you
my
want to
daughter
share,
does
if you
not
want
have an Apple device. She has the other one.
an Android, then
Yes.
we have a different problem. And you can't do this if she has an Android.
Are you trying to access your wife's email? Or are you
Yes,
trying to access your wife's calendar?
I'm going to show you more on that in a minute.
Okay.
Well, and I don't think it matters.
Well, you mean she can do it? I can do it with my
Yes,
daughter with an Android?
I know you can. I don't know if she can.
Oh,
You can access hers. Okay.
no, thank you.
For example, here's my wife's account. It says right below it, contacts and calendars. If I tap the little arrow at the end there, I could be looking at her mail and her notes. Okay. I choose not to. I got enough problem with my own mail. But I would like to integrate with her contacts and her calendar. So I have turned those things on. Now, not all providers mail provides all this information. For example, there's Yahoo. If I tap there, ooh, it has reminders as part of it. Do I have an AOL here? Hotmail has all those possibilities. Whenever you sign up for a Gmail account, a Yahoo account, an AOL account, what happens is they also provide you some other services. In addition to mail, they can provide you, for example, if I tap Yahoo here, they provide you the capability of having an address book, a calendar with them, reminders with them, and notes with them. And AOL only provides notes and mail. That's where my Verizon mail is. Am I making some sense to you? And so I have all these accounts. and I can choose what I want to use from that particular email provider, right? I choose only to get mail from Hotmail.
Does it have Gmail?
Right. Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 Gmail accounts there.
Oh, wow.
Okay. 3 of them are mine, 1 of them is my wife's.
Does Gmail give you the same thing that Yahoo give you with the calendar and everything?
Yes. You can see right here, I have Gmail, and it provides me mail, contacts, calendar, and notes. I don't want another notes. We'll get into how you can use this shortly. Bill, are you telling me? I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is I have mail in this post office called Hotmail. I have mail in this post office called WT Crow. I have mail coming in from my wife. I have mail coming in from Yahoo. So I have all those things that I can view mail from. Now this gets awfully complicated because, Bill, how do you go look at all this stuff? Well, I don't. For example, I don't get my wife's mail and I don't want it. All right. But I do get her contacts and calendar, and I'll show you how that works. So I have all these calendars that I can get, all these mail I can get. So I have all these post office box, all these calendars laying all over the place. Boy, that's awful complicated. I don't know when I deal with that. Well, Apple makes it pretty simple to use. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit settings. And I'm going to go to calendars. So I'm going to go to the Apple Calendars application, the one that has 26 on it. If I open that, it shows me my appointments. By the way, it's also showing me my wife's appointments. Well, how do I know that? Up here, there's a thing that looks like a calendar. If I tap that, I get this drop-down menu. And it says, well, you have an Apple calendar. There's your wife's calendar, and I'm getting her mail. There's my Gmail calendar, right? So those are the only calendars that I'm getting. And you'll notice that I don't have any of the ones checked for Apple. I only have ones checked for my wife and one checked for myself. And they're different colors. So if there's an appointment like there is on, let's pick a day here. On the 21st of April, I'm going to go to Refurb, and we're going to go have dinner with Joe and Bill. You'll notice the different colors. So if I turn off my calendar by just unchecking this little check mark, all of a sudden I just see my wife's calendar. What I'm telling you is it takes all these calendars and puts them together, merges them together on one surface so I can see what's going on. Everybody okay with that or not? Now, some of you had questions about calendar. Please speak up if I haven't answered your question.
You can't do that on the iPhone though, only just,
No, same. It's exactly the same on the iPhone.
oh,
Let me go to my iPhone. I'll go to calendar. There's my calendars on the iPhone. And you can see there's different colors here. What was that date we were looking at back there? The 21st. If I go to the 21st on my iPhone, and it shows me I'm down here. Here's the one with Joe and Bill. Here's mine. All right. So you can get your and you can get your daughter's calendar on your phone. She just has to figure out how to do it on an Android.
well, she's figured her calendar, but you mean for her to figure out how to do it on an
You would
iPhone?
have to add your calendar, and she would need you keep your calendar in Gmail. Is that where you keep it?
Yes. Mhm.
She would need your Gmail address and password, and she should be able to do it on the Android.
Okay.
All right. Is the same thing true for your mail? Yes, it is. Let me go to my mail and give you exactly the same thing. There's my mail. You see, I tapped on the mail. I tapped the box in the upper left-hand corner on my iPad, and I'm going to do the same thing on the iPhone. If I go to mailboxes, you see where it says all mailboxes? All those ones I had back in settings that I said I wanted to get mail from, they're all coming in here. It merges them all together the same way the calendars got merged together. If I scroll down on the list here, there's the Gmail inbox, and I go clear down. Well, let me collapse that. I'll be going forever. Okay, here's the Yahoo mailbox or post office. Here's one of my Gmail accounts, and here's the iCloud. Okay. Any questions about all that? So I'm looking at all those accounts that I chose to get mail from. They're integrated together and they show me in all inboxes. I'm sorry, somebody had a question?
I did, Bill, Dan. I'm looking at my mailboxes, and for some reason, my Gmail is grayed out. But not all mail, not trash, not junk, not all the rest of it. But for some reason, and there's an arrow, and when I hit it, it says important starred, test 10, trash, etc. So why is Gmail grayed out?
You're going to have to write these down, Ann, and I'm going to come over and we're going to talk about this. I don't know, but you are getting all your mail, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh.
Oh. I just stopped mirroring. Just a minute. Okay.
Bill, I like how you have under the all inboxes, the unread, all drafts, all sent, all trash. I just added that to mine. It makes it
Yeah.
easier with
How did,
multiple email addresses.
yes. How did I do that? See how I have all these subcategories? All drafts, all trash, unread, all sent. If you tap edit here, here's all the things I could have in that first list that you see at the top. This list, if I tap edit, I can pick what I want. There's a cool one there, and this is just in passing. You see where it says VIP, very important person? I have that one checked. What that means is I can specify particular contacts that I want to go into there. So if my wife and my daughter-in-law, my son send me an email, it would show up in VIP and wouldn't be included. It may be included in all inboxes, but it filters those out and puts them over here in VIP. Well, how do you set up which VIPs you're going to get? You tap the I and you add a VIP there. So if it's from my grandson, myself, my son, my wife, or my daughter-in-law, it would go into VIP.
What did you tap? Because I have it checked. But what do you tap? Mine says done, not edit. Maybe that's the problem.
Tap done. Tap done. And now it should say edit at the top, and VIP should be one of the ones on the list.
Right, it is.
And then you tap the I. Is anybody listed in the I?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so if you have somebody listed there, that's good. If you want to add somebody else, you tap add VIP and pick it out of your contacts.
And is it okay to get rid of people if you don't want them there?
I think if I wanted to get rid of my grandson, I could tap and I could say, can I get rid of it? Do you have to slide it? Oh, you'd slide it to the left.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
Bill, I
Go
think
ahead.
I'm in the same place. I signed up for my daughter getting access to, I'm not sure what. I put it in the chat.
Oh.
Oh, hell. Yes. What did
You're sharing with her?
I guess I am, but I don't know quite what I'm sharing with. I mean, don't know what I'm sharing.
Oh, the iCloud, everything.
Everything. Now, does that mean that she can just go wherever she wants and can get into anything?
Well, she can look at everything that's in the iCloud.
And does she have my passwords as well?
She doesn't need it if.
Okay. Okay. All right. Crush. Well,
Bill, isn't that the same as a legacy account?
Go ahead, please. What's a legacy account?
Where you designate somebody when you kick the bucket to be able to get into your Apple accounts easy.
Or incapable.
Or incapable.
I haven't used it. So how do you,
I don't remember.
I can, okay.
But I know I did it. It may have been in tips one day.
Yeah, I understand. I understand not remembering also. Why don't we talk about that next time? Well,
Yeah,
'cause
right.
a good one.
Legacy.
That's a good one for us.
Okay, thank you. At least I know somebody, at least I'm more familiar with what it is, and I'll inquire more just in case. I don't know, what, nothing like clicking when you don't know what you're clicking.
But don't click.
Somebody asked me something about podcasts. How do you unsubscribe? And what I did was I don't use podcasts. Okay. But what I did was the move this over here. What I did was I went into the one of the AI tools I have. Let me go to Gemini this time. And I ask it how to unsubscribe from a podcast. And it gives me step by step how to do it. Go to the podcast, tap the library at the bottom, tap shows to see all the podcasts you subscribe to, select the podcast you want to unsubscribe to, tap the three dots and tap unsubscribe. All right. So whenever you're stuck at one of these places and you don't know what it is, or you're not quite sure how to do it, use one of the AI tools and you're going to get your answer relatively straightforward. By the way, let me ask that same question to a different AI tool to see what it gives me a difference. Let's go to Chat GPT. That one looks a little different. I think it's giving you the same directions, but it looks a little simpler. Let's do the same thing on Copilot. Okay. It's all right.
Bill, I have my hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
Two things. The first one, as you're showing people how to do this in Gemini and Copilot and so on, you're showing them how to do without us.
How to do what?
Without us.
Right. Right.
We'll lose our jobs.
Oh,
No.
Well,
We're just going to cut your pay.
Eventually
And
we will, Julie.
Yep. And the other thing is I have to go to another meeting, but I do want, I'm going to put something in the chat box, something I discovered about iPad that I didn't know, and maybe you know, and I just learned it, but I got to find the article now, and I'll paste it as just one short paragraph. But
Okay.
Let me go ahead and put this in. And let's see. Chat. And make sure it goes to everybody. By the way, I did correct the link to my sites. I had it
see that.
wrong.
Yeah. Oh. Did you know you use the space bar as a, oh yeah, I knew that.
You did? I didn't. I'd never heard that.
Oh, I'll bet some of my students knew that one, hopefully.
Okay. I just wanted to share it with you. All right.
No,
I need to go to my other meeting.
all right, thanks for your help. Appreciate it.
Hey, Bill,
Yes, sir.
do the artificial intelligence apps work better than, say, Google?
Absolutely.
Yes. So you don't use Google anymore then?
I seldom, well, if I'm looking for a phone number for a doctor, I'll use Google. But if I have a question like, how do I? Boy, they're just marvelous.
And it puts it in a more user-friendly format than going through pages of Google.
Exactly. Google says, oh, you can check here, 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 and here. This one just gives you the answer. Now, hopefully it's the right answer, but
Which one is better?
which one of those?
Yes.
I showed you three of them. I'm experimenting with that now as we go, just to see if I can find which one I like better. But
So you like Copilot?
Copilot is
ChatGPT?
good. Gemini is good. ChatGPT,
Okay.
Claude, and okay.
I think in one of our past
I have
newsletters.
there's an app for each one of those, and I put them on my phone and my iPad as apps that I can go to real quickly. I think I have them right there.
So, Bill, even though Copilot is a Microsoft product, you can use it on your iPad?
There it is, right there.
Cool.
They have an app for it.
I've
So
been
here's
using, I just want to make a comment. I've been using Brave as my browser. And when
Yeah.
when I click the microphone and ask a question in the Brave browser, it uses AI without me clicking on any other AI
Okay.
app.
So they've graduated to their own. I don't know if it's their own or they're using one of these.
Exactly. I don't know either.
But there it is. So Google
So
has
would,
its place, but it's for 90% of the work I do. When I want to get a doctor's office or I want to check how good that doctor is, I would use Google and go to Yelp or something like that. Okay.
okay, but which one of these is good for the AI one? The Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, Copilot, or Chat? You said Gemini is Google, Copilot is Microsoft. What is Chat again?
No. ChatGPT is one of the original, not associated with anybody. Gemini is Google. Perplexity, Claude, and GPT are standalone, and Copilot is Microsoft.
Oh, okay.
There are literally hundreds. It's too bad Huey's not with us. There are hundreds of AI sites.
Yeah.
And many of them focus on things like photos, generating photos, interpreting photos, writing books. There are AI sites that help you write a book. Okay, so
Would you suggest to buy the one you purchased for ChatGPT? Is that one, does that one have more? Is that the better one to buy if you're gonna use it a lot?
I would use any one of these four right now. So that there's not one that's any better than the other. These are more general purpose ones. In just a minute, I think I have a chart here somewhere if I can find it.
So Bill, while you're looking for that, I'm mostly using chat and I don't do it often, but somebody sent me a PDF of her kind of mail contact list. And I needed to get it into Excel and I just had visions of cutting and pasting.
Yeah.
So I sent it to chat and said, can you convert this to Excel? And as fast as I am telling you, it did it.
Wow.
We're going to have lots of those stories as we go.
Yeah, very excited.
I can't find that chart right now. I just put it out there. Nope. Next week we're going to be next week we're going to be talking about health and health apps. Please come if you have one you know about. Here's what I was talking about, right? There are a bunch of multi-purpose apps.
Oh,
And then there are image generating apps. Let me go down here. Right? Dali. Then there are text generating apps specialized in content generation for articles. And audio generating apps. There are a lot of different apps out there, AI apps. Okay.
now those ones are ones you put into your stuff that
Those
you
are
wanted.
just the general purpose ones. I just wanted to play around with 5 different AI apps, make it easy for myself. So I just loaded them on my iPhone and my iPad. A burglar broke into a house one night. He shined his flashlight around looking for valuables when a voice in the dark said, Jesus knows you're here. He nearly jumped out of his skin, clicked his flashlight off, and froze. When he heard nothing more, after a bit, he shook his head, turned the light back on, and continued. Just as he pulled the stereo out so he could disconnect the wires, clear as a bell, he heard, Jesus is watching. Freaked out, he shined his light around frantically, looking for the source of the voice. Finally, in the corner of the room, his flashlight beam came to rest on the parrot. Did you say that? He hissed at the parrot. Yep. Says the parrot confessed, then squawked, I'm just trying to warn you that he is watching you. Burger relaxed. Warn me, huh? Who in the world would name their... Oh, what's your name, by the way? Well, my name is Moses, replied the bird. Moses, the burglar laughed. What kind of people would name their bird Moses? The kind of people that would name their Rottweiler Jesus.
Very good.
Good one.
Let me see if I can get you guys back.
Very good.
Bill, I put Huey's AI information link in the chat in case you want to go to all of his AI videos. If anyone wants to go.
Somebody's been following AI, Kathleen. Thank you. So check out the chat, and I may copy that and I'll send it to everybody. Before I log off, let me get that. Where's chat?
Thank you, Bill.
Yes, have a good day, everybody.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Bill.
Very
Thanks,
good.
everyone.
Thank you, Bill.
All right, take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.